Alright, so I came across this pub captain's mode game on Reddit asking to be casted, and when I looked at the Dota buff, I couldn't believe which of these two teams wins. I was pretty surprised given the items that they all end up with, etc. Obviously, I'm not going to ruin that for you all, so let's talk about these drafts here for a second. I skipped the banning phase in the beginning. I want to focus on the team composition that we have right now. As you can see, Dyer's first pick was Bloodseeker, which he's good. His move speed is good. He's a pub stomp hero. You know, you don't carry your TP, you can't get out, you're just gonna die. He's gonna get you. But I'm not a big fan of picking a carry first because that gives the other team more of an advantage to try to counter him. The first pick for Radiant was Nature's Prophet. Common captain's mode pick. He's really good for split push. You know, he puts the pressure on the towers at all times. You always have to go get him off your tower. It's terrible. Lich is a really common pick lately in competitive. He eats the creep. You know, it pushes your lane back. It's good. He's a good pick. Venge. I'm a big fan of Venge. I like the armor debuff and the stun. Swap's really good for picking somebody off. Skywrath, I haven't seen too much of him in competitive or captain's mode, so I'm interested to see how he plays out with the team composition here. Crystal Maiden, common pick in captain's mode. The aura is really good. It's strong. The ult, if you can get it off properly, does a lot of damage. And then you have Clinks for Dyer. Clinks is strong. He's good. He's one of the... He's a strong invis hero, which I don't like to say that much because I feel like you buy sentries, you buy dust, you shut them down, they're going to have a bad time. But invis heroes sometimes tend to be pub stomp heroes, so we'll have to see how Clinks plays out in this captain's mode draft here. Mirana, common competitive pick. Lately, she's very popular support, carry. She's been all over the place. The ult is very good. The arrow, the stun, the damage, she's a good pick. I'm a big fan of Mirana. Shadow Shaman, nice tower push counter to Nature's Prophet here, because now we have it so Dyer has a tower push, and so does Radiant. So it's relatively even on that, although I think Nature's Prophet probably has a little bit of an easier time pushing towers with the global teleport that he has. And then the last pickup for Radiant here is Darkseer. Common competitive pickup. His Ion Shell makes him easy to do offlane, Surge to get away. He's a very common pick, also a very common ban, but they were able to get him, and is their last pick at that. Judging by these lineups, I'm guessing that the Mirana on Radiant is going to be the carry, not a support Mirana, which we've been seeing a little bit in competitive play. Let's see here. I like player perspective.
Prepare for
I can see where the mouse moves, what they're doing. It's a thing.
Thanks be to you.
Let's see. Looks like good. It's gonna be Skywrath mid. I wonder who Radiant is going to put mid. Looks like Mirana is going to go mid, which I've done it, I've seen it. She can be mid. Her base damage is low. You need a lot of items to kind of boost that. Last hitting's a little tough with her in the beginning, but you know, we'll see. She gets good. Solo farm for her is good, for sure. Although Skywrath does have his
just enough time to make a cup of
arcane
tea.
bolt there, which you can just spam. He has very spammable things. Being mid against him isn't fun, although he's squishy, so I suppose it kind of evens out. Let's see what we got here. Vengeful Spirit's already bringing the
The
courier to
battle
herself.
begins.
We see the lanes here stalling the creeps, which is good. Pushes your creep wave back. However,
Into
in
the Valley of
competitive,
Death
it's
rode
very
the
common
5 idiots.
to have people to get the runes. So they missed that. There is an invis bottom here that nobody is looking at. There's no wards up yet. There we go. Crystal Maiden put a ward up. They know the invis is down there.
Come.
However, it's really common to have somebody already
Invisibility.
in that position to pick up the rune as soon as it spawns. Looks like mid here we already have Skywrath spamming Mirana with his Q, which made her eat 2 tangos already. Not a real good start for Mirana. Dire looks like they're doing a tri-lane,
We say no.
which is not terribly common anymore. Lich is stacking and pulling. Bloodseeker with his bloodbath here. The Iron Shell doesn't bother him that much. He last hits, he gets his health back. Although the Iron Shell for most people is a pain in the ass. Or at least to me. Not a Darkseer fan. Alright. Let's see what we've got going on bottom. Farm lane for Radiant is Vengeful Spirit and Crystal Maiden, which I think is a little bit of a weird combo. Guessing Vengeful Spirit here will take all the farm, which I've done a more carry Venge before. She can be really good. Almost got the kill on Clinks, however they don't have any detection yet, so he can just go invis and run away. Some early game detection could be good for killing him down there, because they do have the stun and the freeze. And Nature's Prophet's right over here. So, looks like they don't seem to care much about these runes so far. Nobody mid has gone to get that double damage. And Mirana just took a lot of damage from Skywrath. Oh, 77 health. That hurts. She's gonna have to walk all the way back, 'cause she used her regen, and that... Oh, she's there. She's not walking back. She's hanging out mid. There we go. Now she is. And that gives Skywrath some free farm mid. Which is no good, considering that Mirana is going to be their hard carry here. Still, nobody cares about these runes, which I find really surprising, because runes are really good for ganking and controlling lanes. There we go. It looks like Crystal Maiden's gonna pick it up. I don't know what they plan to do with this down here. They still don't have any invis detection for Clinks. So he can just walk away like he did, which is sort of a waste for that double damage, especially since if somebody else could have picked it up, or if they had invis detection, Clinks might have had a bad time down there, but instead he's pretty much just getting free farm. Let's see how we're doing top. Darkseer seems to be, he's only level 2, where Bloodseeker's 3. Darkseer's having a little bit of a hard time, considering that he's solo lane. He's soaking up all the XP. Bloodseeker seems to be doing pretty good with his farm. Even Lich and Shadow Shaman are 3, where Darkseer's still at 2. It's Let's see, this Venge, she's farming decent. She's at 4 now. Oh. Haste rune bottom that nobody seems to be going for. Skyrath's walking down that way, but I feel like he's running from creeps. He's gonna see it though, which is good. Haste is my favorite rune playing mid because you get it. It's pretty much free kill on most heroes. If you gank, I mean, we'll have to see if he actually uses it to gank, but no, Mirana does not have bottle or boots. She only has 5 last hits in 5 minutes. That is not a good sign. Looks like Skyrath's kinda beating her out of mid here. Alright, let's see how Clinkz is doing. Clinkz is still buying regen items after the initial thing, which I'm not a fan of. You can spend that money to get other things, I feel like, but teach the road, I guess.
Denied.
Oh, here we go. Skyrath did use his haste, and he has bottled double damage coming top. But we'll have to see if they can actually
Radiant's
silence.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, silence Bloodseeker or Darkseer, so he can't surge. But nobody was there to back him up, and the haste kind of went to waste, and he didn't even use the double damage, which might have made a bit of a difference there. Maybe they could have killed him, but he didn't have nearly enough help to actually take him out. Looks like Mirana had to walk all the way back to spawn again, which is not a good sign. Still only 5 last hits since the last time I checked. Not something you generally want. Prophet just picked up a Midas at 7 minutes. Not terrible. He's level 6 now. Oh, we have Venge chasing Lich in the river. Crystal Maiden's gonna come up and freeze, but Clinkz is there. Clinkz is gonna get Crystal Maiden right after, and Venge does not have Invis, but Mirana, maybe? Mirana, NP! Nature's Prophet just stole and locked down that kill on Clinkz. So, that was 2 deaths for Dire, 1 for Radiant. Not a bad start there. Clinkz just bought back into the game. That is not something you want to see early. It's a huge waste of money.
Bad dudes, middle tower, everyone,
especially,
go, now.
You know, your early game, you really need to work on your items and your farm. You can't buy back, especially since when you do buy back now,
Bad dudes, top tower,
it limits
soon.
Limits gold. It is not a great start for Dire there. That fight hurt them a little bit. Venge is getting a little bit beat up. The stun will save her though. There's an illusion rune top that nobody seems to be going for. I really don't like runes in this game. Alright, we have Lich came bottom now. They ended the tri lane up there.
Uproot you.
Which I guess I could see why. Bloodseeker's getting decent farm up there anyway. They don't really need it. Although I don't really know what they're gonna pull off here. They did ward the jungle here, which is good. Let's see. Let's check on Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker already has treads, and he was given a salve, so he can pretty much just keep free farming, even though he's a little bit behind in level currently. Nature's Prophet's 8, Mirana and Venge both are 7, which is both of them above Bloodseeker. He did rupture Darkseer here, and they're having kind of a right-clicking 1v1 that Darkseer was not going to win. But you can't run. If you don't have a TP, you can't leave. I mean, what are you gonna do? He gave it his all. Alright. Back bottom here. Lich is hurting a little bit. So is Mirana. Mirana should probably back out. You don't want to hang out there, especially with Bloodseeker. His speed's so fast. You really don't want to be... There we go. Now she TP'd to spawn. You really don't want to hang out with low health. Bloodseeker didn't seem to care much. He's still just farming away up here. Alright, let's check on Skywrath. See, Skywrath has an empty bottle right now. There's an Invisor in bottom. He has a ward there. He knows it's there. Benj tried to dive for that. That was a good move on leaving, Benj. That could have ended poorly for you. There we go. Now Skywrath's gonna make his way down to the rune. They could use it here. They have 3 already in the lane bottom. Looks like though he's gonna go shopping. Picked up some arcane boots. Oh, Lich threw off his ult there, and they are close, and it does kill Nature's Prophet. There's a kinda random swap by Venge.
Bad dude's top tower gonna fall over
Although
soon.
Marana does
Another put down.
finish off Shadow Shaman, but Clinks is gonna take her out. She
Stars.
overstayed her welcome. Although Lich got the kill on it.
I
That was
said
not an ideal fight bottom. That Lich ult kinda messed them all up. Venge's swap wasn't ideal right there. She kinda just swapped herself in front of Clinks and took a whole lot of damage, but what are you gonna do? Those things happen. Ice v ice down here now.
Yo, green dudes,
Alright.
something bad is happening. In your bottom.
Bottom tower is in deny range. Oh, it looks like Clinks is gonna try to deny it. And he does get the deny in the
Bottom
tower.
tower denied for those evil bastards. Oh, they
Another
make
double
me so
damage rune
mad.
bottom. They, nobody seems to be going for it. Again. Even though both teams have runes there. Mid here. Venge does kill Skywrath mid.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We haven't seen many, or at all, ganks from Skywrath here. He's got a bottle, he's picking up runes, kind of. And,
Bottom
It's not-
is missing.
not really using them for anything terribly effective. Looks like Marana's gonna stay in farm lane now. Benj is gonna hang out mid. Although she needs to be a little bit careful. Clinks is lurking. And I don't believe anybody has invis detection. They do not. Still no invis detection on Radiant, which is basically gonna let Clinks do whatever he feels like doing.
Vanish.
Oh, Marana ult, and is it gonna save her? I don't think so. No. Marana ulted to try to save herself from Skywrath, and it did not work. Skywrath is now he's gonna pick up the rune. It's
Yo, green dudes, something bad is happening. In your bottom.
I'm not a terribly big fan of the lack of rune control in this game. I feel like it's a really big thing to have. Although, we've pretty much seen Skywrath pick up more runes than anybody on Radiant. So there's that. There's now a regen top, which recently spawned though. Let's check on Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker has a Shadow Amulet, which leads me to believe that he's going to go Shadow Blade Bloodseeker, which I guess I get it. You know, you can be invis and rupture somebody and leave, but I feel like there's better items to put on a Bloodseeker than a Shadow Blade. Especially since your team already has a Clinks, and that's 2 invis. So if they do end up buying detection, 2 of you are getting fucked over, not just 1. And that could really hurt Dire. There's a Lich ult mid that does kill Crystal Maiden, and Clinks does go after Venge, but does not dive the tower for it. So, looks like the Lich ults here are proving to be pretty effective on Dire.
Dire's bottom
which-
tower is under attack.
They're at least really good at creating panic. One of those goes out and you run around like a chicken with your head cut off. It's horrible. Alright, let's go back bottom here. Oh, looks like they're both gonna go their separate ways. Although Mirana is very out of position, there's no
Dire's
tower,
top
she's
tower
up
is
too
under
far.
attack.
She just melted. Completely melted. And Lich got the kill on that one again. Lich is now 4
Dire's
and
top
1.
tower is under attack. Can we pause, please?
Let's
I'm
go back up
terrified
to
beyond the
this
capacity
jungle.
for rational thought. Bad dude's top tower gonna fall over soon.
Darkseer's hurting, but
Illusion.
Bloodseeker's not gonna be able to get up to him. Everybody is TPing up there though. Might see a big play
Radiant's middle
happen
tower is under attack.
top here.
Radiant
There was-
structures are fortified.
Shadow Shaman has 73 health. Venge could have swapped him back and gotten the kill, but she didn't. I guess the whole team was there. It might have been scary if she
Dire's
did.
bottom tower is under attack. We're detecting high levels of sarcastic.
What are you gonna do? There's a stun on Bloodseeker, the Crystal Maiden ult.
Bad dudes,
But,
middle tower. Everyone, go
nobody's-
now.
Nobody was really in the ult, and Skywrath killed Venge, and then Darkseer killed Skywrath. We have Nature's Prophet up here now, but it's a little late to the party. He is also building a Shadow Blade, which is good for pushing on Nature's Prophet. You can get a lot of solo push in. And
Dire's top tower has fallen.
as you can see here, Dire's missing 2 towers now, but they have more kills, which I find interesting. The pushing potential on Radiant is hurting them a little bit right now, regardless of the fact that they've got the kills. There's another Lich all around all the creeps, which you generally do not want to do. Nature's Prophet TP's
Dire's
out,
top
leaving
tower
Mirana
is under
up
attack.
there to get ruptured. She stops, but she didn't have a TP on her, and I don't think the TP would have made it anyway. Crystal Maiden stayed up there for some reason and got taken out. That's not an ideal situation for Radiant there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They overstayed their welcome and definitely paid for it. All the while, though, Nature's Prophet is
Bad dudes, middle tower.
kind of
Everyone,
just
go,
free
now.
farming. He's doing whatever he wants. There's a double damage rune bottom, but there's no vision down here for either team. Although, they have double the vision top on Dire. Anyway. Let's see how we're doing. Mitch is working on a mechanism.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We could have Shadow Blade on Prophet here if he buys it at some point. Maybe. Although he did push bottom tower all the way up, and they do have to come in to defend it. All the while, mid is being pushed up. Venge does swap Shadow Shaman, and he is taken out by Mirana, and they
Dire's
do take the
middle tower
tower.
has fallen.
That is 3 towers down for Dire. They cannot seem to stop the pushing potential of Radiant, regardless of the fact that they are ahead in kills right now. Nature's Prophet is kind of hoarding all this gold here. He does get TP. There we go. The rupture, the TP. He does not make it out though because the Skywrath ult.
Allies disappear.
Mirana ults to try to save. Darkseer almost dies right there, although Bloodseeker can see him and he is going to die.
Gott in Himmel!
Crystal Maiden ults and takes out Skywrath, but she's standing still. Crystal
I'm burning up.
I don't know what happened to Crystal Maiden right there, but she killed Skywrath and then stood still for Clinks and Lich to just take her out. I don't know what happened or if there was an issue, but kinda looked like she just gave up. Bloodseeker does have his Shadow Blade now.
Pull roots and run.
And so does Nature's Prophet. Which will allow Nature's Prophet to keep pushing these lanes up. And that could be very bad for Dire. Unless they also get detection. We have a Lich Ult thrown out right now. Still a bunch of creeps around. Only really Vengeful Spirit. Random Vengeful Spirit swap right there.
Green dude's
I don't know what the plan was with that swap, but she swapped herself more into the fight, not away. Mirana gets ruptured, but again, no TP, but I guess it doesn't matter. Because they're not going to come after her right now. Bloodseeker uses a Shadow Blade to get away. That was a very interesting fight. Generally, you don't want to throw Lich Ults when there's a bunch of creeps around, because it's going to bounce off the creeps more than it will the heroes. You won't get as much damage put in as you want. Although, I mean, Shadow Shaman did Chicken Venge there. However, it wasn't really enough to... I think Venge's swap hurt her more than anything. Because it was one of those panic ult moments.
Under attack.
The oh shit, I know I'm gonna die, time to ult sort of deal. Which, whatever. Okay. Lich does have a 22-minute mech now.
Got in Himmel!
I don't believe anybody on Radiant has mech. They do not. They also don't really have TPs. Crystal Maiden is just gonna melt to that Skywrath ult, but Darkseer kills Skywrath. How many? Okay. Bloodseeker here has 3 points in his silence. And he put it on Darkseer, which, yes, it silences you, but it also gives you a damage increase. And at 4, which he has now, it's a 120% damage increase. So generally the idea there is that you want to put it on yourself. Yeah, you're silencing yourself, but you're also giving yourself more damage. Early game, when it's not leveled, you have 1 or 2 points in it, putting it on somebody else's silence, not that big of a deal. But when you have it maxed out, you really want to put it on yourself. Which is unfortunately a more common mistake with Bloodseekers than I'd care to admit. Alright. Just took out NP top when he was trying to push, but it's a little bit unfortunate for him. Ugh. Alright, let's recap here. We have Dire with 19 kills, Radiant with 9, but Radiant took all three tier 1 towers from Dire, and Dire has not taken 1 tower yet. And that worries me a little bit for them. Let's see, we have everybody trying to pick off Lich here. Lich throws the ult, but there's a bunch of creeps around again, and it does not bounce off any of the heroes. Bloodseeker Shadow Bladed, and he will get out of that fight, even though there was the Crystal Maiden ult. So they used a whole lot of ults in that fight.
Radiant structures are fortified.
To really only take out Lich. Which I feel like Lich there, it was another panic ult situation, the oh shit I'm gonna die, throw my ult, regardless of the fact that there's creeps everywhere. Not ideal, but sometimes it gives you enough damage, I guess. Clinks is kinda creeping up on these 3. I don't think he's gonna go on it, be a bad idea. But he's thinking about it. Oh, no. Nope, he's just gonna join his team. Solo pushing top again. We're trying to. Another rune. Crystal Maiden just walked by this invis rune didn't even touch it. Oh, she's going back. There we
Going
go.
into hiding.
She's putting up a ward. Which is good. She doesn't have her ult though for another 70 seconds. Looks like everybody's gonna meet up mid. They might try to force a team fight here, which, two of Dire are top, one's bottom. Everybody's gonna have to come in now. Which Mirana went in before everybody was there. That could prove to be very bad for her. Another random Venge swap. I'm a little bit confused by these Vengeful Spirit swaps. They don't seem to be as effective as they could be. Although we're also not seeing very effective Lich ults right now. That one bounced off all the creeps as well. Bloodseeker's just gonna Shadow Blade. And it does get out with
Green
30
dude's top
health.
thing is about to get
Looks like
knocked
we're
over.
still not seeing any invis detection on Radiant, regardless of the fact that Dire has two
Radiant's
invis
top tower is
heroes.
under attack.
Not exactly something you want to see. If they would just buy some dust, they could probably take out Clinks and Bloodseeker, because Bloodseeker's barely getting away in all of these fights. See, we have Crystal Maiden guarding this regen rune bottom.
Regeneration.
Takes it just to deny. Nature's Prophet just picked up a Maelstrom, which, that's a little bit, even more push for these lanes. He has his trees to push up with him, and then the right-click Maelstrom chain there will also help push up lanes, so... Looks like they're looking to end it earlier rather than later, which isn't bad. The stronger the Bloodseeker and Clinks get, the worse time that they could have, I feel like. Although, Bloodseeker has sort of a strange assortment of items right now, and looks like Clinks is looking to build an Orchid, which is pretty common on Clinks. By pretty common, I mean very. It's very common on Clinks to do that.
Bad dude's top tower gonna fall over soon.
Alright, looks like we're gonna see big play top. Oh, maybe not. Radiance running away. They do have everyone's ults on both teams. Although, they're just gonna back out. They're not gonna force a fight. They're not gonna push. Everybody's just leaving. And again, Crystal Maiden hangs out by the rune. The Venge takes it. Maybe they can pick off Lich here with it.
Got him.
Lich does throw out a random panic ult again. It was just a waste of his ult, and he has like 110-second cooldown or something. It's ridiculous.
Take us.
And that did force a fight here that I don't think Radiant's gonna win.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Crystal Maiden ults and it causes them all to back off, but she's just gonna get picked by Clinks now. Right, yeah, Clinks does pick her, and it's just Mirana in between 4 of them right now. Not ideal. She really needs to stop chasing and get out, but she really wants that Shadow Shaman kill. Oh,
Dire's
does-
bottom tower is under attack.
she does walk around and she will live. Because the whole time that was going on, Nature's Prophet was pushing their base. Which I feel like that's going to be a common thing throughout the remainder of this game. They're going to get distracted by the team fights, and Nature's Prophet is going to take that as an opportunity to just push the towers, because what else? I mean, what are you going to do?
Uproot and after them.
These two are just kind of hanging out next to each other. There it is. There's the rupture. And can he TP out in time? He does. Nature's Prophet does get away. And, although Mirana and Venge did come up to help,
Radiant's middle tower is under
Bloodseeker
attack.
picked up a Sandra and Yasha as well, which is pretty common on Bloodseekers now because of the movement speed. I'm not a big fan of Sandra and Yasha as it is, but I understand getting it for the movement speed on Bloodseeker, I guess. We have Clinks did get his Orchid now. Lich, again, another panic Lich ult. Although this one bounced around way more,
In your bottom.
but
Nerf this
Bloodseeker
man.
just picked up 3 of them top after that Lich ult.
Blood for the twins.
He is now 7-0, which, that can get really bad for Radiant here. He's at level 19, and the highest person on Radiant is Nature's Prophet with a level 16.
Radiant's
Not a
middle
good sign
tower
for
is under
them.
attack.
It's starting
Ding
to look
dong.
like, Radiant
Radiant
is
structures
gonna
are
have to rely on
fortified.
their pushing power to win this.
Yo, good guys. Middle
Prophecy
tower
is
got
true.
owned. What you gonna do?
He
Get
is
mad
the
or get
chosen
even?
one.
Another kill for Bloodseeker up here. He's now 8-0. He's gonna be a bitch to try to kill later. Nature's Prophet is very out of position here. Walks into the Skywrath all Shadow Blades. He's gonna get hit by the Skywrath.
Green dude's
Brings him
top
down to
thing
89
is about
health.
to get
Just
knocked
barely
over.
gets away from that.
Green dude's tower got owned, son.
So far, Dire's made a decent comeback tower-wise now. They are only 1 tower behind, since they just took mid and top. We
Radiant's
are
top tower is
32
under
minutes
attack.
in. Still not seeing any notable items on this Mirana. She's really just got her treads. No big damage items. Not a really good sign there. We're also not seeing still no invis detection, which surprises me. 32 minutes in, no invis detection for the 2 invis heroes on Dire. Not something you want to see. Especially with as strong as Bloodseeker's becoming. It looks like he's trying to build Butterfly now, which means that he bought the Crystallis. He's not going to finish it. That would drive me nuts. Gonna buy items, do it. We have Dire doing Roche right now, although there's no wards over there, no vision. Radiant does not know
Hey,
they're in
someone check
there.
Roche. Maybe they're doing Roche.
Bloodseeker
Wait,
picks up the
Dire did
Aegis.
Roche.
And that gives Dire a huge advantage here. Because, especially without that invis detection, Bloodseeker can just come in, he can die, come back, Shadow Blade out. That's, I mean, they're gonna have a really hard time trying to take him out. Looks like Radiant is waiting for the fight to come to them. Alright. Alright, let's see, oh, Bloodseeker just goes right in, ruptures Darkseer. Lich throws an ult, but it's just at Darkseer and he dies, so it does absolutely nothing. Which, Lich ult can be really good if you throw it at the right
Dire's top
time,
tower
or,
is
you know,
under
not
attack.
a lot of creeps around, and
Dire's courier.
especially
is
with the,
dead.
yeah, so,
Got
a little
you,
bit unfortunate.
hero.
Nature's Prophet gets taken out by Clinks right away.
No place here.
They will take out
Nice
Lich.
murder.
To the black pool.
Not a terrible team fight right there for Radiant. They lost 2 people, but they took out 3. Still not ideal. Kind of evens. They can't really push now. It's enough time to push up the lane slightly, but it's not gonna give them too much. Looks like they're gonna try to come up on Bloodseeker here. Oh, I don't think they even know he's standing there. And he's very fast, and with Aegis. He does have Rupture too. He does Rupture Darkseer. Darkseer's just gonna melt. Darkseer's running and does die. Venge tried to save him. Wasn't quite enough to save him there. We are seeing some invis
Before I
detection
knew it, 9
now
men
on
lay dead
Radiant.
at his
I'm
feet.
pretty happy about that.
9.
There's 2 sentry wards placed for that team fight. Although can't say too much because Dire has 0 invis detection and Radiant has Mirana ult and NP Shadowblade. Which I can't say that I'm terribly surprised. I feel like lack of invis detection is a common problem in pub games, which is why invis heroes are so strong. Alright. We have Dire pushing up their lanes here. They're gonna put the pressure on Radiant a little bit. Although they do have Nature's Prophet to try to counter.
With me.
Let's see here. Nature's Prophet is he's 1 in 4. KDA is not very good, but his pushing potential is really high right now. And that could be very good
Take us.
good for Radiant still. I'd like to believe that Radiant's gonna find a way around this 9-0 Bloodseeker. Which is a little scary, especially since nobody on Radiant has a TP right now, with the exception of Nature's Prophet, but that's a spell, you can't really go around that. That Bloodseeker has quite an advantage currently. He still has Aegis, he can still go on people. We just had Lich buy Drum. Shadow Shaman also buys Drum. Which, just so everybody knows, multiple drums don't stack. You only need 1 on the team. So it's a bit of a waste of money there for him to buy a drum. Also looks like he wants to build Scepter. Skywrath has Boots of Travel and no really good items. Anyway, they have Nature's Prophet top here. He's just pushing this lane, and with the Maelstrom and the trees, he can do it so quick, and nobody's coming up to stop him yet. He's gonna do so much damage to this tower
Gonna fall over
before anybody
soon.
can get up here,
Uproot you.
and that can really break
Structures
Dire
are
here.
fortified.
Like, Skywrath came up, but there's so much on that tower. And NP already TP'd out. NP does get the
Badger's top
tower
is
with
all
the
nasty
trees.
and brokey.
It's not, gotta be honest, it's not looking great for Dire right now. They really need to try to control Nature Prophet's split push, or else, I mean, all the farm and
Shadows
damage that
take
Bloodseeker
us.
does isn't gonna mean anything. Alright. We have a Mirana ult and some invis. That was a good swap by Venge, right in the middle of everybody. Lich does ult, and everybody is very close to each other, although I think with that one, it was just an unfortunate bounce. It went over to the creeps and didn't do quite as much damage as he would have liked. I don't think the Darkseer wall was extremely necessary in that fight. Might have been a bit of a waste. But what are you gonna do? They definitely secured the kill on Lich there. Radiant is catching up a little bit in kills. It's 20 to 31. We did see a little bit bigger of a difference earlier, but still They still have a 9-0 Bloodseeker with Butterfly
Dire's middle tower is
to
under
deal
attack.
with, and his Aegis is gone now. Oh, Venge,
Yes.
Venge, stop running. Please, please stop running. Just stand there. And you're gonna get taken out anyway.
Your fate
Although
is
Crystal
always
Maiden
crystal
does take
clear.
out Bloodseeker right there, and that is big. That is Bloodseeker's first death, and it gave Crystal Maiden over 1,000 gold for that one
That's
kill.
a twofer.
And that is a big
Dire's
Big
middle
pick for
tower
them.
has been denied.
Swift comes
And
the season.
Dire's middle tower was taken out in that, so now they only have the tier 3s in the base left, whereas Radiant has their tier 2s still. We're seeing stronger pushing by Radiant, but more DM by Dire. However, Bloodseeker is out for another 45 seconds. And that is good for Radiant. However, they have 3 people down. So, you picked them, but you lost pretty much everybody. You can't really utilize it. Bloodseeker did just buy a Gem of True Sight, which that can be very bad for Radiant. Between the Mirana ult and the NP Shadowblade, I mean, him with True Sight at that, that's scary. That could change things here. We have NP. He does have his sheep stick now, and he is building what looks like a Desolator. And that's just gonna help him push even more. Anybody that comes up, he can peg him. I mean, they're gonna have a hard time taking him out in a 1v1, although the silence does help. Bloodseeker isn't there with the True Sight though. They can't actually get NP. He can just walk away from that. Alright, let's see.
Invisibility.
Okay. Let's see, we have Team Scepter going on Radiant. Scepter isn't extremely common in competitive, just because there's better items you can get. Venge swapped Bloodseeker in. It was a good swap. Bloodseeker does get taken out again. Clinks also gets taken out, and now that means this gem is dropped right here. Nobody is noticing it. Nobody's picking up that gem. Darkseer does have Dust of Appearance now, which is really good. Vengeful Spirit just walked by the gem.
Winds
Oh.
of hell, I fear not.
Mad
for
dudes,
they
middle
carry
tower,
me
everyone
That
go
is-
now!
Tyreth heaven.
Unfortunate, although they do have Dust now. So, at least they do have more invis
Dire's
protection
middle
for
tower is under
Bloodseeker
attack.
and Clinks, which could shut this game down, considering the Bloodseeker is out for another 45 seconds. They can't push up too much, people are hurt. But Nature's Prophet will keep the pressure on these lanes, even though he's hurting. And he does have a Desolator, just needs to send it to himself.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Crystal Maiden just picked up a BKB to go with her Scepter here. Because she's looking to get the most out of that
Dire's
ult as
top
possible, which the
tower
ult
is
does
under
do a
attack.
whole lot of damage. So it's not terrible. Although you don't see any mechanism or anything on Radiant.
Allies disappear.
Looks like a defensive ult. Defensive Mirana ult.
Bullseye.
And she does hit Lich with the arrow. Poor Lich.
Dire's bottom
boy.
tower is under attack.
Right now the Dire needs to clean out their base. They have creeps coming from every side. And something tells me that Nature's Prophet is not going to stop TPing up and making sure that pressure's constantly on. Everybody else is kind of just dancing around top here. I don't really know what they're planning, if they're gonna push in. Oh, NP did
Uproot
TP
and
back
after
up.
them.
Looks like he's gonna have a 1v1 with Bloodseeker though. Bloodseeker did Shadowblade, but so did NP. And Bloodseeker no longer has vision because he lost the gem somewhere back here, and there it is. It's still sitting there. Still sitting there.
Dire's
Alright.
courier has been killed.
Courier pick. And looks like they're gonna get Bloodseeker again.
no!
They did take out Bloodseeker, which he is their biggest player on Dire, and he's out for 85 seconds now, which means that Radiant does have a little bit of an advantage to try to push this base. And Bloodseeker does not have buyback, so that can be very bad.
The square root.
They do take out
of
Lich.
zone.
Shadow Shaman's hanging out down there, and he should not be. He got the shackle, but he pretty much just gave him a free kill by standing down there. Not ideal. Crystal Maiden is ulting, but nobody's around. But it doesn't matter because they're still gonna take out everybody. Clinks is the only one left, and he also gets picked by the Nature's Prophet, who is doing
Dire structures are
a bunch of
fortified.
damage. He did buy
Dire's
back.
top tower
Can't
is
get
under
gold,
attack.
not that big of a deal right now
Warriors
because
of the wood.
they're gonna push this base
Dire's top
so
tower is
hard.
fallen.
Nobody's back up for another 20 seconds.
Bad Dude's Rex
That is
now
crucial.
officially burger
And they say that you
Dire's
lose one
top
rack,
barracks
okay,
is
you can
full.
come back from it. You lose two, you're done. You know? And they're not even gonna go 4 racks. They're just
Bad
gonna
Dudes, middle
they're gonna go
tower,
to end
everyone,
it
go, now.
right now. They're gonna take out these towers.
Ruh-roh. Bad Dudes,
Bloodseeker's
ruh-roh.
back, but
Widdly, widdly,
everybody's
go,
in his
widdly.
base. I don't know how much he can do.
Dire's
I don't
middle
think he
tower
can
is
scare them
under
out of the
attack.
base. They're just gonna go ahead and attack the Ancient. Lich throws his ult. There's a bunch of creeps
The
there.
evil
Really just
dude's
bounce
base
off
is getting owned.
Mirana.
Yo, green dudes, something
It's
bad
still
is happening.
bouncing.
In your bottom.
Nothing too bad happening
Dire's
there.
Ancient is under attack.
And they did call GG, and people are disconnecting. So that looks like this will be the end of this game here. I am very surprised by that game. When I looked at the Dota buff for it, and I looked at Bloodseeker's items or Clink's, I thought there's no way that Radiant is going to pull this off. It's got to be the push that they have. The Ion Shell, the Nature's Prophet. It's got to be their pushing power, and that really shone through there. Excellent game all the way around. I thought for sure, looking at the lineup, that Dire would take it, and I was proven wrong. Props go out to Radiant. You guys, you pushed to victory. It was very good. Very interesting to watch. At the end, Dire did still have more kills than Radiant, but they just could not keep it up on towers, even though they did have Shadow Shaman. Great game. Fun to cast. Very fun to cast. I hope everybody enjoyed that just as much as I did. Until next time.